So you've hit your ball in a bunker and it's a deep one. What happens? Do you feel fear, worry that you're not going to get it out of the bunker? Or do you approach the ball and the shot with confidence? If you're the latter, good luck to you. If you're the former one, then watch this video because I'm going to show you how you can get out of the deepest bunkers. Hi, I'm Peter Knight. I've created this channel, Peter Knight Golf, to help you play the best golf that you possibly can, including hitting bunker shots. And if you remember to hit the subscribe button below and also the bell notification icon, it means that you won't miss any of these videos. Let's have a look at today's. One of the most feared shots for a lot of golfers is a shot in a bunker where you've got to get the ball up really quickly. So you might have just a high lip in front of you or a very short distance to the pin from the edge of the green, or both. There's a few things that you can do to help you to play that shot a lot more successfully. The first is the club that you choose. So ideally you're going to choose either a 60-degree wedge or a 56-degree wedge. I generally choose 56, and the reason why is that I've got flexibility to open the club face to make it at least 60 degrees or much more than that. In this case, I'm going to need to make it much more. The other thing is that bounce is my friend in a bunker shot. So if I hold the club up here, the bottom of the club has an angle going away this way. The greater that angle, the more bounce I have. So in this case, my club's got about 14 degrees bounce. Typically, a 60-degree wedge is going to have somewhere between 6 and 9 degrees, which is not quite enough for my preference for playing bunker shots. So that's the first thing. Second is I do want to open the club face. So when I open the club face, I'm actually putting a lot of loft on the club. So even though my club's only got 56 degrees built into it, when I open the club face up, it could have 80. The next thing is that if I stand, say with my normal stance, and the handle of the club's up here somewhere, if I lower the handle this way, it actually adds loft to the club. So if I'm going to lower the handle, I need to adjust my setup, my stance width and the distance I stand from the ball so that I can be stable and keep that handle lower. So when I set myself up from here, my stance is wider than normal, my knees are flexed a little bit more, so I'm using my ankles, my knees and my hips as levers to adjust the height that I'm standing. So now I'm prepared to play the shot. I've got the ball positioned forward in my stance. When the club goes back and through, there are two things about the swing that I want to talk about. The first is that the club's not going to swing steeply for this shot. It's actually going to swing fairly shallow. So as the club goes back and through, the club's going to swing around more behind me and through. So I'm not trying to drive the club deep into the sand. In fact, the amount of sand I take is going to be quite shallow. One drill that I can do is to imagine a couple of lines in the sand. The first line might be my entry point, second is exit point. The ball position would be maybe 4 or 5 centimeters in front of the back line. Now the middle of the line is even further forward. So that means that when my club gets to the lowest point of the swing, when it gets to the ball, the club's actually still going down. Again, shallow, but still descending. So I'm never trying to lift the ball out of the bunker, which seems to be the instinctive thing that a lot of players try and do. If I try and scoop the ball out of the bunker, chances are I'm going to hit the sand too far behind the ball. At best, the club will come out of the sand, hit the middle of the ball rockets into the club face, and I feel like I've hit it thin. In fact, I've hit too far behind it. So if we get back to this drill, I've got a couple of lines in the sand and my body's lower, and then from there I'm practicing having the club meet the back line and come out at the front line. That's a very good drill just to do for any sort of bunker shot. Now the final thing that we want to do is when the club swings through, if my hands are a long way ahead of the club head, that can take loft off the club and also present other challenges when I'm trying to play the club well. So my feeling is that when the club swings through, the club is swinging past my hands. So I want to allow that club head to catch up to my hands and swing past. Now here's the thing with the timing. When I get to the ball, my hands will actually be either over the ball or slightly ahead. So even though I've got the feeling of the club passing my hands, it doesn't actually do that until after the ball's been struck. So when I'm setting myself up, ball position's forward, knees and stances down, my feeling is that the club's going to pass my hands. And that ball comes out very, very softly. So if you're practicing those shots, do the line in the sand drill, experiment a little bit. You might find that you're much better off using your 60-degree wedge than a 56 or a 54 or something like that. Find that out for yourself. In fact, take a curious mindset, experiment with both, and then use the one that seems to work best in different circumstances. And you'll find that your bunker shots are going to get better just by doing that.